The new Ford Puma. Apparently it's been designed for young, metropolitan, urban people, and so they've given one to me to test drive for the weekend. Not sure why, maybe it's because they know I love coffee shops and being in the city, and hopefully we can find out if the Puma lives up to those standards. Well, I do remember the Ford Puma from the 90s. It was like driving a dustbin, so you know, I was very surprised when I ended up with this, the new Ford Puma. I'm testing the ST line. As you can see, it's a little longer, it's a little fatter, it's a little wider, and they're now calling it an SUV. So is it worth the hype? Should you, young urban metropolitanites, buy one of these?
Check, check, check one, check two, check.
Hello and welcome back to another Your Events Guy car review, and today we're reviewing the Ford Puma. And as you can see, she's changed a lot since the 1990s, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. But first of all, I just want to go out and thank the guys down at Sandycliff Ford for asking me to do this and then loaning me this car to be able to do this review. And if you want to check out more of the reviews that I have and the videos I have about eventing, please go to Your Events Guy on YouTube, like and subscribe. You know, let me know what you think, and if you need me to review something, let me know on there. Now back to the Puma. Now I remember the 1990s Puma, which was effectively just a small skip on wheels. I didn't really like it. I didn't really think there was a place for it in the market. In fact, I didn't even think it had a place in the Ford lineup. But that's just a personal opinion. I mean, my opinion is you should have just bought a Fiesta. But now they have brought out this, the Ford Puma SUV. So you can see it's a little longer, it's a little wider, it's taller. And she has amazing lines. She looks absolutely fantastic. I think we all agree. But is she really a hatchback or an SUV? Now, the car has been designed by Ford for metropolitan, young, urban people. So God knows why they gave it to me. But I can see that. I can see why they probably thought that. This would be great for getting around town and then maybe spinning off into the countryside for the weekend. But SUVs are ultimately designed to give you great road handling, but also to give you that off-road capability, you know, sports utility vehicle. I'm not sure this is that. This is more of a hatchback for me, but, you know, let's have a look around the car. Let's check it out and then see what we think. For an SUV, it is sporty, but it has great lines, and it's starting to win me over with its great looks. This is the ST Line X version, which has 18-inch 5-spoke alloy wheels with a matte black finish, has projector headlights and LED time running lights and fog lamps, also has LED rear lamps. The ST Line has a really cool body styling kit and this unique grille. Actually comes with a panoramic roof which actually opens, which is a really cool feature. And there is so much to share that I'm not going to be able to share it all, but what I will do is share a link in the description so you can have a click through and then you can get your geek on checking out how cool this car is. I don't normally go under the bonnet and start talking about the engine and showing you stuff because I don't really know what's going on in there. But I did show some petrol head friends of mine, and they were really impressed with the fact that they had, you know, there's no plastic coverings, everything was exposed, and they really got their geek on, or you know, about the engine. And this is a 1-litre EcoBoost hybrid 6-speed engine. And it has, when we talk about hybrid, we're not talking that you can drive an electric, but the electric that it stores is used to give you extra torque and extra power as and when you need it. And having driven it, you do get that extra poke. It's got a max speed of 124 miles an hour, 54 miles per gallon, which is pretty good. What else would you need to know as a geek? 0 to 60 in 8.9 seconds, which is pretty good. And I'm sure there's loads and loads of more stuff you guys need to know, and that's why I'm going to post a link to all the technical data on this in the description, because I can't do it justice. Okay, so at the rear of the car, it's starting to win me over even more. This large spoiler I really like. I love these indent rear lights. I think they're an interesting feature. I even like the fact that it's got this lovely Puma sign on here. I mean, it's just little things like that that, you know, really win me over. And also I like the fact that you can open the boot like this. Pretty impressive, right? Okay, so with the boot space, I thought I would just show you some really cool features. So it has got quite a large boot, all right, 456 liters of space. I really like this panel. So if we're lifting shopping or anything else into here, you've got a good height to be able to get it on. What I really like is if you lift this up, you can make it lower and give yourself even more extra space. It's a good feature. I like it. But let me introduce you to its party piece, which is the Mega Box. I should have said that with a more dramatic accent. But the Mega Box, if we lift this up here, that secures into place there nicely. And inside here is a waterproof area. So if you went out and you'd been out with your dogs, or you'd been out with the kids with the football or whatever it is, you can put all of your dirty gunk and everything in here. It's even got a hole in the bottom that you can release to drain everything off. I mean, arguably, you could probably put a small dog in there, wash your dog down, and it will all drain out through the bottom. But it's a really good compartment. You know, you could even put all your dirty gunk in there. Put this up, hide it away, keep all your dry stuff on here. You know, and that's a really nice little piece. You know, and on top of that, you got like a little 12-volt point here. So, you know, I mean, maybe that is the utility vehicle side of it, but yeah, I like that. That's a good add-on. Okay, so the interior styling is so much better than the old Puma. Very much what you would expect from Ford right now. So, you know, great trims, great look, great feel, very comfy. I particularly like this red trim that they've put around the car. It looks very stylish. I even like this, I don't know if you can say fake carbon. Do you say faux part carbon? But either way, it's very stylish, and yeah, I like it a lot. It's incredibly comfortable as well. So you've got obviously great little bucket seats here, so that's going to help me in the corners. Attention to detail I like as well. Nice little soft pad here, because I'm going to put my elbow up there when I'm driving. And also loving this little armrest here. It sits there nicely. I can get onto the gear stick. It's just a really comfy driver. For all you drive instructors out there, of course I drive like this, not like this. But yeah, very impressed with the interior. So I really love this digital display. It tells me everything I need to know. So I don't need to go into too much detail on that. I think most people know what they're expecting to see in the car. But it does have 5 modes, and they all change color depending on what mode you're in. So you can be in normal, eco, trail, slippery, and of course sport, which is the one I've driven it in most since I picked up the car. Okay, so we have an 8-inch display here with the Ford Sync 3. We've got CarPlay and Apple Play. We've got Bang & Olufsen sound system, so 10 speakers plus a subwoofer. So you're not going to be short on audio power. It's a very, very nice system. Great, easy display to use. So what's it like to sit in the back? Well, the front seat is set for me. I'm 6 foot tall. So what's it like for me to sit behind me? Well, I've got plenty of room for my legs. And I'm kind of touching my head here a little bit, but it is fairly comfortable. If there was 3 of us in here, that'd be fairly tight, so I might not want to do a long journey on that. So it's probably not quite as big as an SUV, but it has certainly got more space than I would consider for a hatchback. So yeah. So now it's time for the all-important test drive. So I'm not going to take you out on my entire drive. I've been test driving this all weekend. I've tested all 5 modes, and of course my favorite mode is sports mode. Of course it is. But as I'm driving this around, I feel really confident in the car. It feels solid, it feels well made. This is the ST line version, so I've got sports suspension, tighter steering, and it's got a lot of poke, and I really like that. I do feel more of the bumps in the road, of course I do, because of the version that I'm driving. But if you don't want bumps in the road, then buy one of the other versions. There's not maybe an ST line. But the car is really well made. I'm not sure if it's an SUV. It's tall like an SUV, so I can see over other cars, which is really great. But it handles like a hatchback, and that for me is really good. So I'm getting the best of both worlds, I feel. But as I drive it around, I love the control, and I feel well assured in it. I feel confident in it, and it's a really great handling car. So yeah, overall, I'm very pleased with it. So should you buy a Puma SUV? Well, let's look at the competition. You know, you got the Yaris Cross, the VW T-Cross, the Renault Captur, and they represent everything that I personally hate about SUVs. They're not really sporty or utility vehicles. Can't really take them off-road. They're tall, they're ugly. Again, personal opinion. And so you're not really comparing those vehicles to this vehicle. Because this vehicle is actually really quite stylish. It has fantastic lines. But is this really an SUV? Well, I mean, it is taller, it is wider, has great space, much more space than a hatchback or a hot hatch. But its competition is probably the Fiesta. And you're not going to get a Fiesta. Good luck with that. They are, so hard to find right now, especially brand new. So this has got better looks than the Fiesta, more space. It's better miles to the gallon. It's pokier, and it's just an overall much better car. So if you are young, metropolitan, urban, you want that kind of car, then this is it. This is for you. If you want an SUV, in my opinion, just go out and get a really good estate car.
Check, check. Check 1, check 2, check.